Hello, and welcome to the Sweet Southern Sports Podcast, where we talk about the best conference with the best sports. Today, I'll be focusing on the Oklahoma Sooners 2025 season football predictions. So, first, let's start off with the keys to a strong season for the Sooners. So, first off, the offense should improve drastically under Mateer. This Mateer kid is popping up to be quite an exciting player, especially going into this fall. Again, he has an exceptional ability to run outside the pocket, and he can make some extremely special throws. He's one of those quarterbacks that has like some really cool arm angles and all kinds of crazy stuff that he can do. I think he's really going to help this offense improve, as well as getting his offensive coordinator from Washington State also coming over and transferring over to Oklahoma with him will be really helpful for that team. The defense just needs to make sure that they don't take a step back. Their defense was really good last year. The offense was just so atrocious that it really hurt them with their 6-7 year last year. But I think they're going to be super good. Next is finding explosive plays. You just don't want to put too much. Again, with the schedule as beast as Oklahoma has, you just really need to make sure that you get some easy plays throughout the year, getting those deep balls or even some explosive runs throughout the year. All right, so looking at the schedule, first they open against Illinois State. I think that will be a win. But I also think that they will then have a really, really tough game at home against Michigan. If you had seen earlier, this is actually a pick that I had given earlier in July. But after looking more and more into this game, I really just feel like Oklahoma is going to be able to get it done at home. So I will have them going 2-0 in those first two games, I think, with Michigan walking in with a freshman quarterback. It will be his first road start. I think it's just going to be too much. I think Oklahoma's defense will be able to make a couple plays, maybe to give him throw a pick or two throughout that game, and I think they'll find a way to win. Next, they have at Temple and then versus Auburn. At Temple, I think they'll walk in there and get the job done pretty easily. Versus Auburn, that's going to be a crazy game. They have Jackson Arnold, who was the quarterback last year. It was just an atrocious situation. Again, these teams just have a lot of pressure on them. You have Venables coaching Oklahoma, as well as you have Hugh Freeze coaching Auburn. So again, there's a lot of tension that will be in this game and a lot of importance, but I do think Oklahoma finds a way to win. The next group after their bye week, they have Kent State. I think they'll finish them easily, going 5-0 going into the Red River Shootout. They'll then have a game versus Texas. I think Texas is just going to be way too much for this Oklahoma team at this point in the year, especially. I think Texas will find a way to win. I think it will be close. I think it will be a special game, but I think Texas finds a way to win with Arch Manning and that crazy defense. Coming off of that, they have at South Carolina, which is just brutal. South Carolina typically plays extremely well at home in October, so I do see them getting stunned. I think Oklahoma walks in and gets another loss, so back-to-back losses for the Oklahoma Sooners. Maybe this is where they're looking and going, oh, geez, before this tough stretch that they have up ahead, thinking that things are going to go south. But after that, I do think they find a way to win against Ole Miss. I think it'll be a really good game. And then they have at Tennessee. I think this one will be a really tough game for them. Tennessee's defense, especially at home, is insane at Neyland Stadium. But I think Mateer will make some special plays, maybe even some Heisman level of plays at this point in the year to get the job done. Then they have a bye week before they have a final stretch of at Alabama versus Missouri, then versus LSU. I do think they lose at Alabama. I have a lot of high expectations for this Alabama team this year. They're really just good, like really everywhere throughout their team. I think they're going to shock people this year and be a lot more like the Alabama we always expect to see, looking a little bit like the Saban era Alabama. So I think Oklahoma falls there, which brings their record to having 3 losses at this point. But I do think they beat Missouri, and then I think they win at home against LSU. This is going to be one of those crazy games at the end of the year where both teams are going to be fighting for a reason to be in the playoff. Oklahoma's right on that bubble. I think at this point in the year, based on my other video, LSU will be at 9-2 going into this game. So they will be win and get in, pretty much being an SEC team going 10-2. So I think there'll be a lot of pressure on this game, but I think Oklahoma at home finds a way to win it. It puts a lot of pressure on the committee with two really, really good 9-3 teams from the SEC at that point. So as I just shared, I have Oklahoma going 9-3. Best case scenario would be 10-2. Again, I think it just comes down to that South Carolina game. But their worst case scenario would be 4-8 if that offense just comes back looking exactly the same as last year. There's a lot of losses on the schedule that they can have. All right, well, that's it. Thank you. Make sure you like and subscribe and look for more video content as the season's about to start.